live
saying
now.
that you can't see it in the studio, right?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. But it's okay.
I was having that issue when I was doing my lives too.
Yeah, it'd be like that. All right, so we are coming back live. Let me go back to the channel. And now people should be able to hear me.
Are you? Did you go? I'm sorry. I'm still on the old live video. Yeah, looks like
I think we're back. I think we're back.
I think we are back now and we are live. And apologies to everybody who was here prior, but we got it right this time.
It's my fault as usual. You know, technology is against us. StarNet is near and they're trying to get us. But anyways, hope everybody's having an amazing day out there. Welcome back to Watch Talk Live. I am CQ the Watch Guy with my very good friend, the retired Watch Guy, Jay. How are you doing today, Jay?
I'm doing all right. I can't complain too much. How about yourself?
Doing good, man. It's a nice sunny day in Florida. We don't have the rain and we didn't get that possible tropical storm situation that was going on. So really happy that we were able to evade that madness and yeah, you know,
Amen.
back at it.
Amen. Yeah.
Back at it, you know. Today we are doing the jump hour show. I'll wait a couple seconds just so the alerts and everything can get out and people can jump in. And I wonder if I have to do a new link now.
Yeah, you might need to remake the link. But I don't know. Like, does it use the same exact?
I don't think so. So I'm gonna delete that. Darn it.
It'd be like that,
And
bro. Nothing,
we do
nothing good comes easily, you know? That's what they say.
exactly. And our shows are too good. That's what's happening. Hello, Tim Wright, and thank you. I'm glad you can hear our beautiful voices. I hope you're having an amazing day. Tim, are you in the UK? What's happening, Tan? Good evening. Hope you are well.
What's going on, Tan?
Tim, when's the London Watch Show? Did it happen already? What's happening, Goldfinger? Hope you're having an amazing day. All right, let me just tell the people what's going on. We're doing watch.
Let the people know. How many watches did you find about, would you say?
A lot of watches, but I know as soon as Vimal comes in, he's gonna like, you know.
I'm gonna stomp on them.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So, but I found a bunch, and actually, AI gave me a good one, a good list to watch on the best jump power watch
Be careful
under
saying that
twenty
out loud,
thousand.
dude. People get a little finicky about
Hey, listen, I use AI to make myself more efficient. If you know me, I am what you call a tornado of ideas and productions, and sometimes the tornadoes need to be organized, and AI helps. But
I
you
agree.
know, AI is not doing the talking. They're not doing the cougar wink. AI is not doing the
I
things you
mean,
got to
they
do with
they damn
cougars to
near
make.
can now, bro. You know, we're almost about a year away from you having to prove you're human.
I will say, as soon as I start charging you guys for money, it will just be so I can make an AI version of myself.
At least you're
That's all the
honest.
money's gonna go. I got some great merch coming too, but it's all gonna go for AI CQ. All right, beautiful. The people on Instagram know what's going on, and thank you guys so much for coming back. We got Tim Wright, Diraj. Good morning, sir. Goldfinger and Tan. The gang is all here. Hope you guys are having an amazing day. We're talking jump hour watches. Thomas Burnett gave us a great idea, so we'll give him the producer of the day award. As soon from the jump, he got his producer of the day award, and we're going to talk about the best jump hour watches under 20,000. We'll do some hunting, but remember, if you need some truly independent watch advice, check out cqthewatchguy.com. Look at that guy. That guy wants to help you curate your watch collection. Give him a shout. All right. All
Hail
right. So
Caesar.
Hail Caesar! This is your month. What's going on, Julius Caesar? I must admit, life has been less entertaining. We were on a run, crunching a bunch of Rome, the show Rome, and now it's like,
Oh, we got Genghis Khan now. We gotta watch Genghis Khan.
yeah, but now like I was so involved in Caesar, now Octavian, and now you know. Anyways, we still have to do a Toga episode. July is not over yet. We're figuring the costume department is working on it. We're gonna make it happen. We're just gonna go down a bunch of jump hour lists. Please put in the chat your favorite jump hour watches. We're gonna stick under 20,000, And then let's see if we can get Jay to actually buy a Jump Hour watch today. I think that's the goal, right?
Fat chance.
All right, so we're gonna start with Monochrome. They have a nice list of watches, and this first one I thought was really cool. Do you like steampunk style watches? This is a brand called DMH. I've never heard about, and this is basically a skeletonized Jump Hour, if that makes sense. Actually, I
Never
don't even
heard
know
of
how
the
to tell
brand,
time.
but yeah, uh, it's not the worst thing. It's just, as you said, like, where am I looking at for the like? What? It's not very clear. There's a lot of questions. I need Tim Masso now.
Okay, so I'm guessing this is the seconds,
No,
right?
no, you can tell which is the seconds and the hours, but it's like, what is it pointing at? So is it like wherever the bottom is the hour, and then the tip is the minute? You know what I'm saying? So is it like, is it 5:25? Is that what I'm reading there? Or
They didn't go into too much deep. I love the aesthetic. I just wish there was a pointer, and if somebody in the chat
like if they
knows
had
about
an
that.
individual pointer that for each, it would be a little bit more clear. But what I think it is, and correct me if I'm no, I'm confused because the hand in the center looks like it goes all the way around.
So I'm guessing it's supposed to be whatever is at this like horizontal level, like whatever in the center. So maybe in this picture because it's
But I feel like
the
that should be like 8 or like no, that's 7:45 or something. I'm confused.
Rich Buddy says the audio is too low. Whose audio is too low, Rich Buddy? Good to see you, by the way. Haven't seen you in a
Yeah,
minute.
I haven't seen you in a while, Rich buddy.
By the way, I'm gonna just make
He said
all of
that
you
both of us.
guys
What the hell?
really.
That's weird. I can't really talk much louder. If this is like the height without me screaming. What's going on, USA Crime? Thank you for coming back. Um, if anybody can figure out how you tell time on this watch, uh, kudos
But
to you.
sorry, I'm
And I
bumping up.
figured. Uh, but it has to. It just goes back to like, why is there a center hand if it's going to sweep the whole watch, and that means nothing? Yeah, Caesar it also says that it's low, that it's low.
Okay. I've upped it up a little bit. Just let me know if it gets too loud, guy. 'Cause I don't want to blow out anybody's.
Eardrums.
I do not have the legal insurance. I will never financially recover from that. All right, let's move on. I do think this is a cool watch. If they just had one little pointer, I think, But do you like those steampunk like?
Hello, Pack. Uh, I don't hate this watch. I just wish it was more legible. I don't like that watch. I don't know. I don't like that watch. Whatever you have on the screen right now, I don't like that.
Really? Cause this is the hot stuff right now. This is like over retail right now.
What?
Yeah, I think retail is like maybe. Let's see. It'll tell me right now. Cause this
USA
is
Crime asked, "Do y'all ever view Mark Jacob?" Well, who's this? Is this the same brand? No.
no. This is different. This is Atsuko Loka. For you, USA Crime, I will look up one Mark Jacobs for under 60 seconds because this is your second time here, and I
Yeah,
love
Vimal's
people who
not
come
here, so
back.
you have to like do it really fast.
Yeah, cause as soon as Vermont comes in, bro, like he's a real boss behind this. If you guys haven't noticed,
Rich Buddy said, "If you're a camera guy, this watch would be hot." Why do you say that? Is it different lenses to you, Rich Buddy? Look, it's not the
yes.
worst thing ever. I just feel like it doesn't. When I think of watches, I think of luxury. I think of. I
So
guess this.
it's 2160 euro. So call it under $5,000, right? It's like under four thousand
Okay.
dollars.
All
People
right.
are selling them in. I think you could probably find them for 8,000.
I should have known
1969
that
ones.
looking at the movement, and like the movement's not really like, it just seems like it's just a generic whatever it may be. Not
Wait, real
taking
quick.
anything from it.
Thank you for always being here, USA Cram. I just did this. You haven't been posting in the chat that much, but thank you for always supporting. I love you.
Yeah, he didn't. It's
Yeah,
like you didn't mean.
I didn't mean it like that. I didn't. Hugs,
Oh,
hugs.
bro, you're like, bro, I've been here, dog. Yeah, watch out, bro. Watch out, CQ. Crime coming for you.
I don't know. Let me
Um,
give you guys wrenches.
but this isn't the worst thing, given what it is. I'm trying to figure out what's the what's the bottom one, the one at 6? Like, is that just, hey, look at the gears, hey guys, hey, look at the gears spin? Is that what that is?
For
At
what do you?
6, what the fuck is that? Like, what am I looking at?
Uh, yes.
Okay,
It's just a little peek
a
inside.
little voyeurism. I'm
Yeah, yeah.
I like watching.
Sometimes you want to show off, but I just love the case. It looks unique. It looks funky. Those wire lugs, and for the price point and like to support, like I just think Japanese watchmaking is doing interesting things. I wouldn't pay
Oh, it's
8 grand for it.
Japanese.
Yeah, yeah. Atsuka.
Oh, okay. Let's go,
Atsuka.
baby. I'll watch some One Piece rocking this bit. Let's go.
Exactly.
I
Wait, let me
like
just
that.
pull up
Itsuko.
Atsuka.
I mean, as long as it's under 5 grand, it's something quirky. It's definitely gonna be a conversation starter.
So here's the thing: is like this one is like the okay one, right? But then the one that everybody's really speaking about is is this bad boy, which is not a jump out. We're just gonna talk about it. And so I just something about this, like,
What is it? A retrograde?
yeah, yeah,
Mm.
bro. But it just looks like an old instrument. Something about it is just very like
Kind of gives me
industrial,
like
and I love it.
aviation too, almost like a.
Like an aviation dial. I don't know why, but I
How
fucks with
much is
the dog.
this? 10? 10,000?
They have it for 9,800, but look, somebody has it for 6,900 in Japan. And then this is the other one that's pretty hot as
I
well.
like the Japanese characters on the dial. Like it's funny how, a lot of times we get excited about the like the Arabic script. I'm not
Numerals, yep.
n- not like 4 or 5. You know what I'm saying? Like the actual Arabic. I forget what that's called. The writing in Arabic. It's not
The
Sanskrit right
script,
now.
yeah.
It,
No,
well,
Sanskrit is a different thing.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Eastern Arabic writing.
Yes, Eastern Arabic writing. Like that on the dial looks amazing. I think so do the characters from like Japanese and Chinese. Like there's something about when you see those characters that they just kind of pop to me. So I like how they kind of accent the dial in that watch.
Yeah, these are good. I'm a fan. All right, let's keep going down that list. Then we have the Anderson Geneve jumping hours. This is gonna be above the price point, so we're gonna just glide past it, but it is beautiful. Then we got a Chopard LUC. Actually, all these are gonna be above the price point.
The Chapar looks good, but then it goes back to like like we set
Can we
this
find a
price point
Chopard
for a
jump
reason.
hour under 20,000?
You're not going to. I don't think so. I don't think so. Just because, correct me if I'm wrong, the jump hour complication is not exactly an easy thing to do, and that's why you don't find a lot of these jump hours in watches under 20K, right?
Correct.
Like
You're correct.
it's just, and that the Chopard so far out of every jump hour I've seen, the
It's beautiful.
Chopard might
It's
be the one that I
gorgeous.
like the most, because it's sleek. So I kind of like the hour at 6. I, I want
Versus
to
the
be
12.
mad. Yeah, I wanted to be mad at it not being at 12, but it almost works because you have the
Yeah, no,
Chopard at the top. So I think that if that wasn't over 20K, we'd be having a different conversation. But
for sure.
over 20K, it's like, fuck, I get it. I like this one. I don't think I was gonna find one I like, but that one's nice. What's this?
So this is what we've gone over to Time and Tide, and they're six of the best jump hour watches that make time telling easier and cooler. And this, let me just see when this came out. This came out last year, August, and this is a Sval-
Um,
Svalbard.
Caesar did mention yesterday, and he's reminding us that Fierce Brundrick does have a jump hour. So I guess after this list, we should check that out.
Yeah.
This is interesting. The problem I'm having with this watch, or the case of the watch, it gives me smartwatch vibes. Like it's just something about it. I'm like, is that even the dial? Like, can I change the dial to a photo of me and my loving mother? Like, but beyond that, it's a nice watch. It just has. Am I tripping? Doesn't it kind of feel like maybe it's the bezel to case? There's something about it that it kind of feels like a smartwatch. Maybe it's me.
You saying it looks like a smartwatch?
Maybe it's like the rubber to the case, and then
It's
the
the
bezel.
bezel, that black bezel.
there's something about it that it kind of gives us smartwatch vibes, and it's like, so this is over 10K because it feels
No,
less
it's
than.
279, 279.
Wait,
Yeah,
$279?
279 US
Oh, I
dollars.
take everything back. This is
With the
actually a very nice
tariffs, maybe
watch.
315, but you know, it was before the tariffs 270.
I know a guy. No, just joking. There's no way to circumvent tariffs, guys. I'm just completely joking. Uh,
Uh, then we got a Mr. Jones number cruncher. Do you know of Mr. Jones?
uh
So
no.
Mr. Jones watches, they make inexpensive watches that are just fun ways to tell time. And to me, like if you want a really funky watch, you want to
That
spend a
is
couple
pretty
hundred
cool.
bucks.
I like that.
Yeah.
Pac Eldridge says he's in a meeting and he's doing his best to stay tuned in. Please think of him like a jump hour watch. I pop up with focus, then go quiet for a minute. He's pretty much saying that he's
Appreciate you.
watching, but make sure you pick out a couple good ones for Pac. Is essentially what I'm hearing him say.
And I appreciate you, watching during work as well. I know a bunch of you guys are doing that. I won't tell a soul. Just know
Rich
that.
Buddy likes this one too because he was just like, when you're buying watches under 1,000, are you really losing much? And I agree, Rich.
No.
When you're especially if you're a lover of watches, when you're buying these things under 1,000, you're kind of going in there with the idea of like, this is something I really love, and maybe you'll be able to resell it, but nothing. I hope most people don't think like, oh yeah, I can definitely make more money off of this. That's 5,000 and above, maybe.
Well, it depends if they took the watch trading academy classes or not, right?
Oh my God. Yes. I mean, he'll definitely explain how to get the most out of this wash. No questions asked.
I just want to quickly show you some of their pieces because they do really fun watches. Like this is probably one of my favorites, a perfectly useless afternoon. So this is the minutes and this is the hours, and it's just like a guy in the pool just floating around.
You see,
So
like, this is cool stuff, man.
yeah,
But I guess I understand why you can't have watches like that in a price point of like five and above, because then it's like you can't be fucking serious right now. But then I see stuff that is over that, and I'm like, he
you can, but it just like the materials you'd use would have
so
to
what
be
if
like
this, right,
super
was white
different.
gold, right? Ceramic, and then, or like, what if the case was ceramic? Or what if the case was sapphire crystal? Like, that's stuff I'd be interested in. Why aren't watchmakers doing that instead of the fucking Bever that we saw yesterday? And I don't think the Bevers are bad watches, but like hearing that it was 500,000 is still, to this day, I'm like, I can't wrap my head around it. Whereas like something like this is so different, the dial. Maybe not the case, but the dial and what they're trying to do with it. Why aren't people trying to do a little bit more artistic?
Because I think it's hard, man. It's hard. I think it's hard because the creative meets the business person, and then it gets weird. I think I don't know the story of Mr. Jones at all, but they definitely have a purpose of making fun watches like this. To make luxury fun watches, you can, and I think a lot of brands found a
MBNF
way.
kind of
Remains
does, right?
MBNF does. Remains Jerome
Uh,
made it work for a little
check
bit, but
yet, Chayek,
Chaikin,
Chaikin.
Chaikin with the wrist monsters, they
Louis
do.
Aurora has some, they get a little funky when they're ready. They're out there.
Louis Rod can do it. They're out there, but I think, like you said, if you wanted to sell me this for like 20, 30,000, there's gonna be like a white gold case. The dial would have to be like some type of dope material.
Like enamel or something.
But I do think if you did a painted enamel pool, it'd be dope and people would support it. But I don't know if the person with that vision, if they can get the vision all the way done without somebody coming along saying, "Listen, if we make it look like a brigade, we could sell it to these guys over here." I think that's what happens, right? Like at the end of the day, like the financial part is takes it away. Because look how fun this is. I think everybody in this chat would buy this watch just for like a fun whatever, a couple $100, if not for themselves, for some like a nice gift, a cool like this
Well,
is a
this is
great
the
gift to
stuff
give
I
your
would
watch
collect
friends.
for sure. Like, just because it's funny and it's fun, and like I'm not taking myself too serious with this. Rich Buddy does say UN has those adult porking watches. The thing is with that, like I don't
And
detract
they
from
sell
that.
them, by the way. They
Oh
sell a
yeah,
lot of those
but I mean,
watches.
like, that's not surprising to me because like sex sells, and like if you think about art, like art has been like that kind of art has always sold well, whether it's like sexualized or not. So it doesn't surprise me that people love those type of timepieces. But I'm saying more fun stuff like this. Um, would love to see it. And I get that it shouldn't be 100 grand, but like, why aren't we getting these in the 15 to 30 range with like some high-end watchmaking, in my opinion?
We just talking about those UN erotic watches, and every time I just want to like think of how crazy and just useless watches are. I think about the UN erotic watch and how it's like somebody's asking close to $2 million for it, and like the prices just keep going up, and it's like imagine paying so much just to have the little like. Would you if you were like you got
What? But it goes
10 billion, right? You got 10 billion and 1 billion cash. Would you or would you not?
I'd get the erotic watch over any tourbillon. Like it goes, the tourbillon's the same thing as fucking an erotic watch. Two things you really don't fucking need. It's
It's
because
so
you like it. Oh, I want to see it spin. Oh, I want to see it torque. It's the same difference. Like, what do you want to see your watch do? You want to see it be elegant, or you want it to be a whore, a thought? You know, that's why. I mean, am I lying about that?
no, no, no. You're absolutely right. There's a reason why those watches are still being made, and they still sell, and a lot of brands make them because there's a clientele for them.
I'm
You
right.
know.
I'm with you, Rich, buddy. That the rich. This is probably one of the worst Richard meals.
Oh man,
Like, and for them to call that an erotic tourbillon is hilarious. Like,
it's so funny.
oh, you've said something provocative on the dial. Ooh.
The UN Goon Master. All right, so now we have a Space One Black Steel Jumping Hour, and these are a relatively new brand. And I've seen a few people with these on, and it's a interesting case. It might give you a little bit of
I feel like
Debatune Dream Watch
Benny
5 vibes.
Flageolet is gonna send a cease and desist to these
Oh,
motherfuckers.
for sure, for sure. He sent a stern worded, you know,
Even
letter.
though, nope, not saying it. This watch is not good. I'm sorry, but then this is but okay. I say that out of one side of my mouth, but then I have to say like kudos to them for not just making a Brigade fucking watch or a Paddock again.
And the
But
price point is $1,800,
okay, I take it back. Never
right?
mind.
So, right, it just changes it
So,
up.
this is starting to upset me a bit because it's just like, damn. So you're right. In order for you to get something that's cool and funky, you got to pay under 5 grand, which makes no sense. Like, why don't we have more of these in the 10K range? Is it just the cost to make this in a luxury or high-end manner just brings it to the 50K range, or is it? What am I missing?
So a few things happen as you start to go up price point. When you start to go up price point, usually the investment to get there becomes higher, and also, and when you get take that investment, the people involved, end up wanting certain things, and I think that's what happens. I think when people try to make a watch and say, okay, there's like a multiplier everybody wants to use, and it has to be on this multiplier, and I think it's such a competitive range. As soon as you get into like that between 6 and 10,000, you have to really produce something very special. And then I don't know. I don't know. I think people get there and they're like, well, why don't we just make it 30,000? Why don't we make it 20,000? And that's what happens. And then you get these guys who like I don't know what kind of movement, but like at this price point, who cares? You just
Well,
give me a
Rich Buddy
unique case.
asked, what does it cost to service one of these weird watches? Like, which is a decent question. If because like you said, we
You're
don't care
right.
what the movement is, but then it's like, well, what if it costs $700 to service this watch?
So let's see the it's a PO24 movement. Let's see if we can figure out what that is. Or if somebody knows.
And then it's a jump hour too, so it's like it's not going to be the simplest movement. Not saying that jump hours is an overly complicated thing,
Yeah,
but it's
especially
not
like this
as
type. So it's based on an ETA 2824. So servicing something like this should be easy.
okay.
You know. It shouldn't be any watchmaker should be able to pull this apart and give this a decent service.
What are they not even made? Like they make them to order. That's what it
No,
looks
it's not
like.
that they make them to order. Is that like so? The whole thing with movements is
No, no, I'm sorry. I was
oh,
talking about the watch, like, because that watch it said like delivers in 30 days. So it was just like it just sounded like it wasn't. or maybe it didn't come out yet. Maybe that's
I,
what it
I
was.
I think a lot of these guys are, they
Well, they're all
pre-sell
sold
it.
out. They're all
Yeah,
fucking sold out.
exactly. It's all like we pre-sell. We only do like 25-piece editions. But listen, that's how you keep businesses afloat, right? That's kind of the new way you do, like, especially at this price point. But I would honestly buy a few of these. Like, there are a few of these here I'm looking at. Like, I would rock this kind of blue steel one. This gold one is pretty interesting, and like one of the carbon fiber ones are pretty fun as well.
I'm surprised they don't have one that tells you the time on the back or whatever, or like a driver's version of it.
I'm sure. I'm sure if we explored everything. You know what? I like the Divitune, but don't want to spend the one. I would seriously consider one of these to get that look without paying. So I'm gonna show you the watch that you get from Divitune, which would be the Dream Watch 5. So what's interesting about this watch is you could get it in a bunch of different um, variations, and it's really meant to be bespoke. So let's see if I could pull that up here. Yep, boom. So this is like, oh, this article is by Tim Mosso. That's funny. So this is the OG. When was this article? This is like the OG Dream Watch 5, and you get that big Delta case. You get a titanium moon phase there, and you get the hours, the minutes, and then a lot of people. So this is the Dream Watch 5. So what Swiss Beats did is he kind of skeletonized it and gave some sapphire panels so you can see through the watch. This is a really nice a
Is
Day of
it
the
is it a
Dead.
jump hour too?
Yeah,
So it really
it's
is. The space one is kind of almost an exact 1 to 1. Like I didn't even
yeah.
realize how close.
So they definitely took a lot of the design aesthetics. Of course, this watch is made in a much different way and
Oh
it's
yeah,
blue
you can tell
steel
that.
and blah blah blah. But these are like 300-ish to two and change, depending on how you bespoke them. If you do something like the Day of the Dead piece, this is probably close to like 450. You could do with a I like if you put a tourbillon in it, is what jacks it up. I think the basic ones that used to be like 250-ish, but like of course something like this you're paying for all the man hours, and then you put a turb in it, it really jacks it up like this one, but you only seen a turb from the backside. So you could, you know, get this, or you can get a similar vibe for under a couple grand. Not the same, not nowhere near the same, but it gives you the shape. Gen G says, "Have we looked at the Denison Jump Hour?" I tell you what, Gen G, you are now a moderator. Drop it in the chat. Bing. All right, let's see. Let's keep going down that list. And then boom, the Fairs Brunswick, which was one that kind of started this whole conversation. The more I look at the Fairs Brunswick, the more I think I need one in the collection, man. I enjoy that case shape. I don't know what it is about it. It's a Panerai, the Panaristi in me.
Yeah, it's decent.
Yeah, it's not for everybody.
I don't have anything negative to say. It's better than the other watch, like the one that we had. Yes.
Uh, let's see what they're going for on Chrono 24.
Feel like we had looked at this before, and like the contrast of the like minute dial as opposed to the hard black on the outside. Uh, it's not a bad watch.
I think it's a good piece. I think you get the right dial. I think it doesn't look like a lot of watches that are out there. Will this take me to the Fair's website? And then special mention. Look at this thing. Oh, it's so good.
Mhm. Is the Zeit work the one? Like that's like if you just want to get a great jump hour and you have the money, buy Zeit work.
Yeah, to me, like if you're gonna go heavy, you do Zeit work. If you're gonna go medium heavy, you do a Vacheron Saltarello. I think the Saltarello really is a piece that just does everything for you. If you don't have the biggest risk, it works for you, and price rise, it's gonna take care of you eventually. Like he's not gonna lose any money. Let's say that. And I'll just pull up one just so we can see how it looks. If you can find a salmon dial, it's amazing.
I'm not a big fan of that case, but I understand why you
Yeah.
said it.
But these you used to be able to get these in the 20s, bro. You used to like this. 5 years ago, this would have been in this video. You know. Rich Buddy says he likes a Paul Weber, which Jay hates, but let's talk about it. I like the Paul Weber as well.
It's just plain.
Oh, look at OG. Oh, wow. This is an OG Paul Weber clock. Wow, Lord knows this is broken. I don't believe that it's serviced, sir. 1885. Wow. For a nice project watch, that's not bad at all.
I didn't not realize the Paul Webers were sold for that much.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, talk about watches that actually retain value. Like, this was a watch at the time was like, not that it was gonna go over retail, but it's just like there's just a certain vibe about it. But they've always kind of stuck where they stuck. They never dropped where like other IWCs you think would drop. People who buy this watch hold on to this watch. This is not for everybody, but it tickles certain things.
I get it. It's well designed.
Yeah, super well designed. If you're into that vibe,
It's stainless, right?
you know. All right, thank you, Gen G, for pulling up the Denison. Where's the jump hour? Or we now Denison does some beautiful stone dials. I'm skipping to see if I can find the jump hour. Oh, I think we've been bamboozled, not by Gen G, but by the website. But let me look up the Denison jump hour. But I love these stone dials. That malachite has my name all over it.
Where are they based out of?
I don't
Is
know.
it London or something?
I believe so, but
I think she might have sent a link that wasn't for the jump hour, but nonetheless, it was very nice watches.
yeah. Either way, I appreciate it, Gen G, because I do love these, and even the Tiger's Eye, man. Like these are pretty fire, and I don't think price wise.
Julius Caesar
These are
saying
crazy.
that your favorite brand has a jump hour.
Which one? I have so many favorites.
Bremont.
Well, no, come on, brother. So you know what's funny? Like when I Google, like the Bremont keeps coming. You know what? Fine. You want to look at the Bremont jump hour? You guys want to summon Vimal? Here comes the bat signal.
Bro saw Vimal saw under 20K in jump
And he's
hour,
like,
and he just said, "I'll come in on Wednesday, Thursday."
he's like, I don't got the time today. He's filling out an HR report on us, I'm sure. Vermont. I want to show you this watch, bro. Well, actually, like this version I'm about to pull up, out of all of them, is probably the one I would like.
Oh, I think Gen G's talking about the Japanese watch we had looked at earlier, the Otsuka Lotec.
Lotec, yeah. Very, very good watch. So this is a turnover jump hour bronze from our friends over at Bremont. And I like this watch. So like if I didn't like love Bremont the way I loved old Bremont, I probably wouldn't have any too much offense to this watch, which is sold out on Leather Shop.
I feel like these bronze watches, when they're shown in photos, it looks like a gold watch. Like I just feel like you're just asking for a lot of pain in the long run. Because this looks like a
True.
gold watch, and then when people get it, they're not mad, but they're just like, oh, the color. Like I just
Rich Buddy, I doubt that's a working compass because I think if you need, I think for a compass to work, a magnet needs to
magnetism.
be, a
Yeah.
magnet needs to be involved, and it would be while it would be amazing for them to put a magnet like that would be actually like a feat. I don't believe
Not for
that is the
5K.
case.
They don't got
Yeah, no.
the
It's a
top
sweep in seconds.
technology that they would need to put a magnet in the watch that won't fuck up the movement. Like,
Like no, that would actually be like a feat. It'd be like something that you could, you could bring back Vermont with. Sorry, it's plugging in my
damn,
cable.
you're insinuating that Bremont has gone astray, Sequan.
I mean, yeah, I've never seen a. Yeah, I don't even wanna. I feel bad talking about, cause it's just like
She just said there's a cheaper one, and I don't even know if it's worth looking up. He didn't say that. I said the second part. He said that there is a cheaper version of this
this.
watch.
This is the cheaper version.
Then Genji does mention Ludwig Ballard, Bayard. Is it? Yeah.
Ludovic Bauard. Bauard.
Jesus.
I'm gonna pull him up as well. They're a little bit high end, but I think we're at the point in the show where we can break free from the reins. So this is the Vermont Terra Nova jumping hour. So you get the jump hour, you get the seconds, the minutes there. This is just. Does it look like a watch that costs 4,300?
You see, like, you're never gonna get a crazy reaction out of me on these watches under 5 grand. Now, if you tell me this watch is 15, I spit at your feet. But this, 4 grand and you like it, that's not bad. It's a jump hour. We just talked about jump hours, not really, you don't find them often. So when you get them at this price, a black dial, it's nice. I like the bronze more, if you asked, even though I hate bronze. Bronze configuration looked a little nicer. But these
Yeah,
aren't
for sure.
terrible. It's just like knowing what Bremont was. It's yeah.
So Rich Buddy asks, I don't know much about Vermont. Parts in house. What base caliber they're using? Now they're probably all like ETA base, Lita base, blah blah blah. Before they were a brand that was known for hardening the steel in their cases in the same place that Rolls-Royce engines were hardened in the UK. They're working on bringing watchmaking back to the UK. They're open there on River on Thames. They bought a great property over there, aviation based. A lot of their watches are, they had a watch that had Piece of the Right flyer in it. A lot of aviation and military history. Today, I have no idea what the brand is about, what they're doing, what's under the hood, blah 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 blah. Back in the day, they did have an issue where they bought like some movement plans from Seiko, but had somebody else produce it and all that stuff. So I have no idea who they are today. Who they used to be were really really good, and I'm sure that they're decent. But do you want my honest opinion?
I think they're asking for it.
So my honest opinion is and if you look at how the strategy of their sales are, they've relegated themselves to be a cruise ship brand or a tourist sector brand, meaning this is a brand that you're gonna see in tourist environments, in big malls and things like that unassuming buyers purchase. This is not a brand that's targeted towards true watch enthusiasts anymore. It's just about like, hey, if I could catch you with a couple Heinekens deep, a couple CQs are in there working the counter, and then we move these. This is where it kind of is right now.
That
But
sounds like fighting words, bro. There's some Brits that might want to see you in the pub.
well, but they went away from what they wanted to do, the British heritage. Like it just really isn't what it was besides the military collection. They had so many watches that were Her Majesty's Victory, the Code Breaker watch, so many amazing things that now I show you this. Yeah, let's get this off my screen. All right, Genji is suggested. How do you say that? Grenans?
Brother, if anybody can't help you with pronunciations, it's me.
Oh, nice. Actually, a Chronosys flying regulator. I was gonna just jump to some Chronosys watches, and they do some really fun regulators with jump hours on top, like this flying regulator, that I really enjoy, and the price point on these are really good. Where's the one that I wanted to pull up? There we go. Which is the same watch. So Genji, we're on the same. Our head is in the same place. So this is over in their certified pre-owned section. And Chronofy has a bunch of great watches in their certified pre-owned section. And this is
I'm a Swiss.
yeah.
You said Chrono Pie.
Oh, excuse me, Chronoswiss. Oh man, It's, I
Chronofy
got
on the
chronofy.
minds.
Oh God.
You're
This is why.
right.
This is why. Because I
Oh
was reading
no.
I was reading my chronofy book. That's why.
I'm
So Chrono
crying, bro.
Swiss. Oh my gosh. So Chrono Swiss, a company that is in that is still making watches. They have a really good pre-owned
When did they
department.
switch? I feel like a lot, like the Chrono Swiss design has changed drastically, kind of like the HYT design. Like, what year did they kind of make a switch to? It seems like it's a little bit more contemporary. It still has that, because they have the appeal of their watches sometimes is that they have that older aesthetic, but some of their watches now kind of have that contemporary look. When did they kind of move into the 21st century with their designs, in your opinion?
So that's an interesting question. So they're a company that started a while back, but I think in '99 is when they like new ownership and everything like that. But it's really in the past, I'd say like 6 or 7 years where they're really doing some really more modern looking stuff, and they wanted to change the aesthetics a little bit. So if you look at what they're doing now, super like a little bit more modern leaning stuff. The Pulse one, which I did an event out there with them, and this is just like for the price is about 14,000 US. Let me see if I can get the US website for the price point. Grade 5 titanium integrated bracelet, titanium bracelet, one of the better class
And
I've
I like this
seen
watch a lot.
as well. It's insane. So, and this just came out this year, so they're pushing into that. So I say in the past 5 years, they're pushing into more modern designs. Let me
And
see if I
this
can
is
get it.
like what, 12.5 US
So
about?
so USD, this is 14.3.
Ooh,
So the
okay.
the a competitor in the space is offering a similar watch, probably around 24,000 dollars.
What would you say would be the closest comparable watch to this? Like the competitor. What competitors
It would be
selling?
The Arnold and Son Longitude would be the most similar thing that I could think of out the gate.
Because you know what, this reminds me a little bit of like the Harry Winston, the Ocean, like this. What do I think that? What is it called? I'm blanking on the name. But
The
there's a
Z
Harry.
Ocean.
Maybe I'm not saying it right. I'm probably. Let me.
Well, oh, no, no, no. It could be a Harry Winston.
Okay. Well, but it doesn't have a bracelet.
Yes, it wouldn't have.
That's the thing. Because the Ocean collection, it's similar, but I don't see any of the oceans on a bracelet. But I like the bracelet that they did for this. Um,
I'm just
the
getting a
bracelet
better
actually really
picture.
makes this watch to me. For the Chrono Swiss.
So I'm just trying to guess. Let's see if we can do. Who you got? Here you go. Monochrome watches, of course, with the live
Genji said it
pictures.
gives Grownfield vibes. I could see that.
Yes,
I could definitely see that.
the dial is close, but that grown full salmon, it's just a step above the rest. They just put a little bit of like, there's some extra red copper shimmeriness that happens with the Groenfeld salmon that still nobody can touch, but it's very, very close. So we're looking at monochrome watches, getting some live shots of this. And again, for the price point, even forget the price point, this is a great looking watch.
You've held the watch, right? You saw it
I've
in
held the
DC.
watch. I've
How did
tried
it
both of them
feel?
on.
How did it feel on the wrist?
It felt really, really good on the wrist. So one of the big things for me is clasp and how buckles work with each other. Very reminiscent of the Streamliner bracelet. The Streamliner bracelet, I give a few more points just because I like that overall curvy, bulbous thing that the Streamliner has going for it. What I love with this, you see the clasp here, it lies completely flat into the bracelet. Like the links have a cutout. So even like on my Tissot hair, you can see the clasp has that layer, right? You can see the little bit of a where the clasp is. On that, it sinks into the bracelet, so you don't even feel it. It's amazing. It's really, really good. And then just the overall architecture, having it sunk in as well, is very good. But to make an integrated bracelet watch and have it look a little bit unique, really big movement as well, done really good. But to have an integrated bracelet watch made that looks not like everything else, I think they did a really good job. They kept it very Chrono Swiss with the big onion crown. It's a regulator as well. But the salmon is probably my favorite. Let me see if I can pull up a salmon one. It's a really good salmon. That grown fella just had like a special juice.
Genji said, I like more curvy bulbous. And she said, confirm that CQ likes watches that have more junk in the trunk.
Listen, I just saying sometimes you need real estate. You know, a lot of times out there,
See,
you know,
CQ's a BBW lover, bro. He's a torta lover. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with loving tortas. I like tortas.
you,
There's nothing wrong with it.
you guys don't know how thick I'll go with watches. I can pull out some hockey pucks that like I would love to wear.
You
know,
came up in the world of Panerai. So
they don't know, man. They really they don't know that like on a regular basis the conversation would be 47 millimeters. I'm thinking about the 44, but I think it might be too small. Let me get the 47. All day, every day. You know. Oh man, but shout out to the Chrono Swiss Pulse one. Let's get us back to order here. But their current lineup is really sweet. Another good watch is this thing, man. Picture this goes from green to blue. It's an inline regulator. This dial is one of the most beautiful dials I've seen. Such good work. They're doing really good work at great price points. Aesthetically has to be for you, but you know they do really good stuff. All right, let's look. What else we got? For jump hours? Something made me think of this. The Breitling for Bentley Fly MB. Do you remember this watch? How many of these watches have you sold?
I'm just glad there's no fucking sharp objects nearby. Jesus, that is the
The
worst watch ever. I, I hate all Breitling Bentley watches. Like, I've never seen a Breitling Bentley watch that looked good. They all look like they got just too much going on. Like somebody who had an extra chromosome was like, let's just fit as much as we can into the case, and then we're gonna call it a Bentley. I'm not a fan of them.
you,
Sorry.
so this is such an interesting watch to me. Breitling and Bentley have a long relationship, and they've done a lot of watches and partnerships. And there are Bentleys you could have bought that had uh, Breitlings in them, like watch winders as well. The Flying B is meant to represent the B with wings for Bentley, that B there, and it actually made a case shape around that, and it's a jump hour watch. And my first introduction to these were in the Caribbean. We had a bunch of the iced out ones that were factory that we just could not sell, and it was like 50 off, man. And like when they let us do like 60, 70 off or
Yo,
something
go.
crazy.
The guy was taking photos in his like garage with this watch, the gold one that you had. That's how much people care about these watches. That they're hanging out in people's tool sheds because they're just so god awful. Like, what in God's name, bro? There was a photo in here and it's got like all sorts of weird
Wait, let me.
stuff in the background. It's like, all right, bro. Like, look, he's got his armor all and stuff.
Oh
Like,
no, what's this?
like what?
So this is the silicone, yeah, the silicone capsule, so the fiber. All right, he's just being healthy.
Okay, never mind, never mind.
Yeah,
Never
he's just being
mind.
healthy. This
He's
is
a healthy
definitely
guy.
in his bathroom, though.
Wait, USA Crime likes this one? All right, never mind, man.
Rich
Apologize.
Buddy says, "Do you buy the watch first, order Bentley?" So that used to be the sales pitch. Sir, you don't have a Bentley. You gotta buy the watch because that means the Bentley will come. You know? I'm sorry. Forgive me for what I've done.
Wow.
Sir, hey, and it used to work. Come on. And then they did a Chrono version.
Do people even want Bentleys anymore? Like that? Like,
I
it's
think so.
if you know kind of car for sure. But like,
I think
it's
the upkeep is damn. I won't lie to you. I'd buy this. I think the
Seriously?
upkeep is expensive and they drop hard on the pre-owned markets. They're not as popular. But I think people still, I mean, the Bentley trucks, come on, people buy this. Not at this price, but at under 20K, I would rock the shit out of that flying Bentley.
That shit is ugly as hell, bro. But to each their own.
But yeah, the usual ones that me and you would see coming through are things like these.
Yeah.
And it's just like,
I don't like that design. I mean, I just don't think that they thought the case design of flying the flying B very well. Like, it just there's nothing about it that's appealing. Like when you have a rectangular watch and then you put a circular dial, especially the circular ones, like you're fitting another circle inside a rectangle. It's like just fucking make the circle, bro. I don't know. It's just the ones where it's like rectangular and the inside is fine. I still don't like it, but these specifically is just like it's almost like they made a frame and then decided to paint inside of the frame. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. Oh, I don't know why, but I would wear it
Rich
for this
Buddy
clothes.
clarified it. He said it's supposed to look like an instrument panel from a car. And I guess uh,
There you go.
I'm not really a car guy either, so I guess that's why it's like a double negative for me. Where I'm like, I like cars, but like, do I want to wear the car panel on my wrist? Hmm.
What's crazy is this is all factory. They were the original bust downs, man. They were doing some things.
Diraj says zero aesthetics, the entire series. Breitling, what we're talking. So, I mean, and there are some Breitling watches I like. The Navitimers are nice. I like some of the Transoceans. I've seen a good bit of Breitling pieces that I like. This is just not model.
I just think at 4,600, if I could get this for 35, just to have something funky, I'd rock it.
But it goes back to like you could probably find a $3,500 watch that has more punch, that has a better movement, all sorts of things. Like you're just buying that watch because you like Breitling Bentley. You know what I'm
True.
saying? Like, and the nostalgia for you, the fact that you sold them, the fact that you know all the things that you went through while selling them. But if you never sold a Breitling Bentley, I doubt we'd even be talking about these. Oh, it's
You're
jump
right.
hour, but
You're
still.
right. You're right. I just
This nostalgia, bro.
nostalgia.
Hey,
You're right.
nostalgia is
'Cause-
one hell of a drug, bro. It really is.
oh man, it is so true. All right, let's wrap up. Let's see if we have any contenders. These are there's a Ludwig Bauer. So what's interesting with his jump hours is everything's upside down except the one that it's the current hour. Really interesting way to construct a movement and tell time.
I ain't mad at him. I'm
It's about
probably
the
mad at the
dial.
price, but
Yeah, it's gonna
I
be
like the idea of it. Like that's the epitome of do something fucking a little ballsy, man. And this guy's got some balls because who's doing upside down noodles?
Diraja asked if I sold those bright. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. When I started my career, they were that generation was out of production, so we were able to do heavy discounts. But I'm telling you, in 2016, people wanted bricks on their wrists. People did not want small watches. I sold so like there is no without Breitling and huge watches. I don't have the career that I have. Like, but I'm telling you, I sold nothing under 39. It didn't happen unless it was to a female.
But you were also
You
in the
know
islands, so you had a different
exactly. I was
type
in a
of
certain
clientele.
market. I was in a
Because you
very
could make the
Breitling.
argument if you were in Europe that you would not have sold those type of watches at that volume. Like I
True.
want to tell you that if you were in France or somewhere in Switzerland, that you probably would have sold more 39 and under pieces. But because you're in the islands and you're dealing with a different type of American clientele, I think that's why they're like, yeah, I need a Breitling Avenger right now. You know, like,
Exactly. And it was the era, as the Rogers pointed out,
yes, Panerai
of
and offshore.
Panerai offshores
And then King Powers, you know,
and the
right
King
after.
Power. When I tell you the Hublot King Power could do no wrong, like
Oh,
that
bro,
watch.
remember I thought Hublot was the greatest watch ever because that was the watch brand that Cash was selling before you got the selling. So in my eyes, I was just like, Hublot is the greatest thing ever besides Rolex. And it took you going down and learning about Patek and all these other brands, And then you're like, no, Patek Philippe's way better than Hublot. I'm like, nah, Hublot's the greatest because it was all I knew.
Wait, this is not what I wanted to look up. There you go. This is just a beautiful. Excuse me.
Bless you.
Sorry about that, guys. This is a beautiful Beauvais. This beautiful, clean salmon dial, jump hour over in the 3 o'clock side. Just a really interesting layout. Like this, I want to see more of this, of just very interesting ways of telling time, where it's like aesthetically very, very interesting, but I know how the movement is constructed as well. A lot of things had to go into making the position happen. But it's not a tourbillon. You know what I mean? It's like it's an interesting thing.
Nice job. Yeah, it's like can't really say much negative about it.
So let me see if I can get more info on this one because I like it too, Daraj. Let's see if I can pull up. So normally the recital has open dials, and this one is a new closed dial. This one came out last year, and it is a beautiful, beautiful. So you got retrograde minutes, you got a jump hour, you got a 5-day power reserve. This might be top 5 salmon dial watches. Look at that. Would you buy this watch?
Mm, it's nice. The, it's not for me, but it's nice. It's a very nice watch. I would suggest people who like jump hours to
Wow.
buy it.
Beauvais should do more watches like these. Beauvais is one of the. There we go. This is what I want to see. Look at this. So Beauvais is one of those interesting brands. They do a lot of different things, but they do things in an amazing way. Really good movements. It's ran. The owner is very like he's a spearheading thing, so it's ran in a very unique way. So they produce unique things, and his missions are very very interesting. But look at this movement, beautiful watch. I love
This in
this.
the 100K range. They're expensive, correct? Like they're not expensive, but they're in the
61.8 Swiss franc.
not that.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
I was thinking 65, but just given all the different complications you listed, retrograde minutes, jump hour, all that stuff.
Yeah, and you think this was made when this was announced, the US dollar was closer, so it's probably really truly closer to like 64, 65,000. And again, when we talk about like the great points you made yesterday about what people are offering these random indies who pop up, here's a brand who's like, it's an independent brand, but it's been around for quite a while, that you can see where the longevity will be. It's something where, let's say the owner wanted to sell it today, there are other entities who definitely invest in Beauvais because there's a business there. There's something there. People appreciate the watches. So for me, it'd be very easy to suggest somebody to engage in getting a watch like this in the collection. At what price point? Do you need a discount? Something like that. You know, those are things to consider. But again, I'd rather talk to somebody about getting this watch in their collection with a retail price of, let's call it 70,000, versus some other watches out there that are like 100, 120,000. And I think this looks just gorgeous.
Yeah, for the price you're paying, I think it's a really good watch.
What watch do y'all think is okay for a Honda? What kind of Honda? Right? Are we talking like is like like a 95 Civic you're driving around, or are you driving like, you know, a 2025 Civic? I can't think of I don't know much Hondas besides Civics and like the sports cars. I think, you know, a good Honda, you know, listen, if I'm driving a good I got a Honda Accord Avalon, something like that, you know, I got a good Breitling on, I got a good Omega on. I might have a little JLC on depending how I'm feeling. Maybe I'm a little sporty, right? I like racing around, and I got a Civic Type R, so I got a Chopard Mille Miglia on or something like that. What watch is good for SUV? Again, it depends on SUV, man. Because when you go to Dubai, and we're winding down, so I'll just take this detour. When you go over to Dubai, you see this car, and it's like oh no, what's it's a Nissan Patrol. It's a car. It's not in the U.S., but everybody in the Middle East loves this car, and damn, I can't find a picture of like an old one. But anyways, it's like a Highlander or something. And the people who drive that car are wearing RMs or Omegas or anything in between. So one thing I realized, cars and watches don't correlate the same. Because there's some people who really love cars and also love watches. There's some people who really, really love cars, don't care for watches. Some people who will spend all their money on watches and they will drive a smart car around, but then they have $1 million on the wrist. I think if you have a Honda Accord, I think a Tudor or like, you know, I don't know why, but Honda Accord, I could just see like a Chopard on the wrist. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. All right, guys. I think that is it for today. 1 hour, 60 minutes on the dot. You guys are amazing. I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in. We will be back tomorrow. It's Thursday, and I think we had another subject there that I'll cover. It's fleeting my mind right now, but no matter what, we'll be back tomorrow with a great show for you. Please do me a favor, comment, like, subscribe. If you need truly independent watch advice, check out cqthewatchguy.com where you can see all of my services. Jay, talk to the people.
I'm still thinking about that pool watch, man. I think we need more cool, innovative designs for watches over 5,000. That's what I hope to see in the future. But until tomorrow, peace.
All right, Diraj has living in Singapore. Anything above a 1.3 liter car is a waste. I can imagine, man. I believe there's heavy traffic there. Is what he's saying. Either way, have a good night, have a great morning, have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow. Thank you guys so much for tuning in.